بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Forgot to turn the recorder on, so say that one more time. Um, really quickly, just for anyone else that's online, we are on page 24 of the Arabic book. Last time we covered harf jar, which is the preposition, and the is a preposition which causes the word that comes after it to have a kasra. That's the meaning of harf jar. We covered two last week, which were fi and ala. Fi is in or at, and ala is on top of or upon. And now on page 24, we'll go over the two others, min and ila. Min means from, ila means to. Two people to read. Okay? Okay. All right. So you'll be the mudarris, and then you will be Muhammad. Okay? So now this is a conversation between two people. You don't have to read the word al-mudarris. Al-mudarris means teacher or Muhammad. Just read what they would say. Min aina anta. Where are you from? Min is from. Aina means where. And anta means you. Anta means you. So the word aina means from. The word aina means where. And min means from. When you have this question, the harf jar comes first. It comes at the beginning of the sentence. Ana minal yabani. I am from. Ana means I am or I. Minal yaban. Yaban means, what do you think? Which country? That's close though. It's close in sounding, not close on the map. Hmm? Yabani. Yaban. Japan. Japan. Yeah. Go ahead. وَمِنْ أَيْنَ عَمَّارٌ. And where is Ammar from? Ammar is the name of a person. Almost. هو من الصين. So we combine the noon, the min, as-Sini. Okay? And this is going to be a point that I'll put on the board after we're done with the conversation. He is from, huwa means he, we covered that last time. Huwa min as-Sini. He is from He is from China. He is from China. Go ahead.
And that's the next one.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. وَمِنْ أَيْنَ حَامِدٌ. And where is Hamid from? Hamid is the name of a person. هو من الهند. He is from India. Very good. أين عباس. What does this mean now? Abbas is the name of a person. What does this mean? Where is Abbas? Good. So it's not asking where he's from. It's just asking what is his location right now. أين عباس. Where is Abbas? خرج. This is the first exposure to a verb. Okay? First exposure to a verb. And then a few lessons from now, we'll go into verbs at a more holistic level. But this is the first exposure. خرج. If you notice, there is no al at the beginning, nor a tanween at the end. Okay? Both are markers of alif lam and tanween are markers of an ism. Yes. Good.
Excuse me, Mom Vajid. Can you just share what page you're reading from so that
Page 24.
24. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just learning how to read my Arabic class. Maybe this is I haven't heard this yet. Why is the Why is the space between the
The fa and the ra.
why is this-
It's just the way that it's written and typed out. It's a font. It's just a font. Yeah, it has no indication. The question was in the book, Saraja, there's a big space or the line at the bottom of the saw is long. So how come it's longer? It's just the way that the font is. Yeah. So Kharaja, what does that mean? Yeah.
The first word or workshop
Which word?
before
Before the word right before it? It's Al-Mudarris is the teacher. Muhammad is the name of the student. So they're having a conversation. And the teacher is saying something, Muhammad responds. Yeah. That's why we're not reading it because I already said what that was. They just are having the conversation about themselves. Kharaja doesn't have a tanween, doesn't have alif lam at the beginning, and doesn't have any of the other five markers. So we say that this is not an ism. And I'm telling you right now that this is a verb. Kharaja means he left. So past tense, he left. Next. Good. Aina dhahaba. Aina means where. Dhahaba is the second verb now. Where did he go? So Aina is a question, and dhahaba means to go. Or sorry, it means he uh he went. Good. ذهب إلى المدير. He went to the mudir. Mudir means the principal. Good. وأين ذهب علي? And where did Ali go? Where did Ali go? So again, ذهب means he went, but when you translate it, if you literally translated it, it would say, and where he went Ali. Where he went Ali. But that doesn't make sense in English. So we say, where did Ali go? And then the last one. ذهب إلى المرحاض. He went. ذهب, he went. إلى means what? To المرحاض. المرحاض is a bathroom. One way of saying the bathroom. It's a type of bathroom that doesn't have a shower. Okay, so that's the end of it. Now, I want you to notice something that is that's on here. When you say, how do you say from? Min. Tell me what harakat or what vowels are on those letters. The meme has a kasra and the noon has sukun. Good. Okay. Min, min, and then so the min has a sukun on top. Okay. And this is minal ya ba ni. Okay. What goes on top of the noon here? Sukun. Read this now. Hmm? Min al yabani. Okay. But Arabic connects letters and words to one another. Okay? So, like for example, Alhamdu lillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbil. When you look at the word in the Quran, the ra and the ba is one word, Rabb, and then al-alameen is another word. Okay? So, when you have a sukoon in the next word here, like this, the first letter here has a sukoon. Okay, like the first vowel of this word has a sukoon. So you connect whatever is for previous word to this one. So you say Rabbi al-alamin or Rabbil alamin. See the second one, because you connect the words in Arabic. Now, that brings you into a dilemma. Try saying this. Try to say min and combine it with al-yabani. Say it as it is here. Uh-uh. You, if you say al here, you're adding a alif, you're adding a fatha here, and you're not combining them. Min al-yabani. Two different words. That doesn't have a sukoon on the noon. Answer is it's impossible. The answer is it's impossible. When two letters have sukoon, you cannot say it without changing this first one. Okay? Min, and then there's no possible sound that you can make where this comes out, where you're connecting it and leaving this as a sukoon. So in Arabic, what you have to do is change this to adequately represent how it will combine. And this will happen multiple times, and you'll see it a lot in the Quran as well. So the word originally is min, okay? So if you were to read a word that has some see, we have a word here. No, this ayah doesn't have it. If you had a word that had this afterwards, like any letter that had a haraka, fatha, kasra, or dhamma over here, then you leave it as min, and then you read the next word as it is. But if the first letter has a sukoon, then you have to change this in order to be able to say it. Otherwise, it would be impossible to say. So how do you do that here? For the word min, and this is not something that you really have to make logical. Like it's not something that you can systematically understand. There's no pattern. It's just how the Arabs used to speak. For the word min, they would put a fatha on top of the noon. They would change it. So it would become minal yabani. That minal. Okay? This is called iltiqa us-sakinain. Iltiqa us-sakinain. The meeting of the two sukoons. Other words are going to have other ways of doing this. Okay? Other words will have other ways of doing this, and as we go through them, we'll uncover them. One, for example, is when you have a meme that is from a lamir, which is from a pronoun, which we haven't covered yet, pronouns. But when we do, I'll tell you this again. Then you add a dhamma to it. You add a dhamma to the meme. So instead of saying tum, you would say tumu. Okay. So that's the first thing here. Iltiqa us-sakinain. And are you guys comfortable now with the way that these four different harf jar? So we covered fi, ala, min, ila. Okay? So if you go to page 26 now, if you go to page 26, there is a al-kalimat al-jadida at the bottom. The new words on page 26. And I'll tell you what those words are before moving on to the next part. Al-madrasatu, the school. Al-faslu, al-faslu, the classroom. Al-hammamu, the bathroom. Al-mirhadu, also bathroom, or you can say the toilet without shower. Yeah. Al-matbahu, al-matbahu, the kitchen. Al-ghurfatu, al-ghurfatu, the room. Al-jami'atu, al-jami'atu, the university. As-suqu, as-suqu, the market. Al-yabanu, Japan. As-sinu, China. Al-hindu, India. Al-filibinu, Philippines. Al-mudiru, principal. Dhahaba, he went. Kharaja, he left. Right on top of Al-Kalimat al-Jadida is an exercise, exercise 4. It says in the blank space, put the proper harf jar. Put the proper harf jar. It gives you the 4. Min, ila, fi, ala. Min, ila, fi, ala. So you have 6 options to put a harf jar. If you try that, I will put the answers in the WhatsApp group, inshallah. Now, الدرس الخامس. الدرس الخامس. Lesson 5 on page 27. So now we're going to the now we are going to the next part of constructing a sentence. Okay? Last time, what did we do? Harf jar, right? So we had before that, what we did was I haven't given it a name yet. We'll go over what the name is in a few lessons from now, but it's called al-mubtada and khabar, okay? Which is the construction of the sentence, right? So for example, one of the sentences were, I think it's page 17 or something. Like al-mudarrisu waqifun. Al-mudarrisu waqifun. The teacher is standing. The teacher is standing. Okay, that was the sentence. Now that first word has the alif lam, and the second word is nakira. It has tanween. So it shows you who specifically is being spoken about and what they are doing. Okay? That was that lesson. Now we're going to do a different one. المضاف والمضاف إليه. المضاف والمضاف إليه. So there are two parts of this sentence, or not sentence, but two parts of this, I guess, sentence fragment, part of the sentence. Okay? The first is al-mudaf. Al-mudafu. What does al-mudafu mean? It is the object that is possessed, or it shows ownership to something else. Al-mudafu ilayhi. Al-mudafu ilayhi is the possessor, the owner, the one who has the first part of the sentence, the word that comes before it. Now, each of these has its own rules. Now, the rules are important to remember because this is going to be different than the previous sentence that we learned, okay? Which is mubtada and sabr, which is, example is an-najmu ba'idun. Okay, the first word has alif lam, and the second word has tanween. This one, al-mudaf, has certain rules. The mudaf, the first part of the word, al-mudaf, never takes alif lam or tanween. It never takes alif lam or tanween. The second important part is that it can come in any of the three states. What are the three states again? That it can be marfu', mansub, or majroor. So the mudaf can be in any of those three states. And if you remember what the four characteristics of an ism are, if you remember the four characteristics of an ism, i'rab, state, plurality, gender, and specificity, like if it has alif lam or tanween. These four things do not have to match in this given sentence. It does not have to match in this given sentence, except that the first word is going to not have alif lam or tanween. So it will neither have alif lam or tanween, neither of them. Right? So now this is a little bit different, right? Because previously what we learned was what? Ism has 5 qualities. It has to either have alif lam or tanween. Okay? But then there are more characteristics as well. Which, now that we've gotten to that stage, we're expanding on kind of making it a little bit bigger. So al-mudaf neither takes alif lam or tanween. And the mudaf ilay, it can have either alif lam or tanween. It can have either or. Not both, of course, but it can have either or. Now the mudaf ilay is always in the jar state. Always majroor. That's the second important rule. It's always majroor. And as far as we're concerned right now, what does majroor mean? It has a kasra at the end. Very good. Yeah. Which one? Mudaf ilay. So mudaf ilay has a couple of important characteristics, rules that you have to remember. It's allowed to take alif lam or tanween. Alif lam or tanween. And the second is that it will always end in, it'll always be in the majroor state. The majroor state. And as far as we're concerned right now, majroor means to have a kasra at the end. Okay? Okay. So let's read the beginning portion here on the 5th lesson. I need someone to be Sa'id. Who will be Sa'id? And someone to be Yasser. Okay. Yeah. All right. So go ahead. Kitabu. Ya Yasiru. Kitabu Muhammadin hada. Ya Yasiru. Is this, because of the alif at the very beginning with the hamza on top, that makes it a question. Is this, and then this comes later on in the question, in the sentence where you see hada. That's why I'm translating it as is this. Kitabu Muhammadin. The book of Muhammad. The book of Muhammad. Oftentimes when you translate a mudaf ilayh, especially at this stage right now, then between the two words, between the mudaf and the mudaf ilayh, you can insert a of there. So kitab means book, and Muhammad is the person. It's the book of Muhammad. The book. Why? Why is it the book? That's very perfect. Because it's possessed by Muhammad, because it's Muhammad's book that you're referring to, it automatically has specificity. It's all automatically ma'arifa. It's automatically ma'arifa. Even though it doesn't have alif lam or tanween. Well, tanween wouldn't have it. But because it already has alif lam, because it is possessive, it doesn't need alif lam. So you'll see that it doesn't have a tanween at the end or a alif lam, but it's still an ism. Kitabu Muhammadin. And Muhammad has kasra at the end. It's majroor. هذا, this. Ya Yasiru. Ya Yasiru. Ya means oh. Like when you're calling someone, you would say oh. In Arabic, that's how you call someone, ya, or to get their attention. Yasir is the name of a person. Now, if you remember from the last page that we read last class, it was Yasirun. Yasirun. Or you could say the name is Muhammadun. Whenever it comes after this ya, you remove the tanween. You remove the tanween. So it just has a dhamma. Ya Yasiru. Make sense? Okay. So that's Kitabu Muhammadin. Is this the book of Muhammad? The book of Muhammad, O Yasir. So what does Yasir say? Very good. La. Hada kitabu Hamidin. No, this is the book of Hamid. Hamid is the name of another person. This is the book of Hamid. What does Sa'id say? أين كتاب محمد محمد. Why? Sorry, not why. What does it mean? Where is the book? Where is the book of Muhammad? What does he say? Very good. هو, it is على المكتب. What does that mean? We know this already. على المكتب. On top of the desk. On the desk. هناك. هناك means there. Means there. It is on the desk there. عمار. أين دفتر عمار? Where is the notebook of Ammar? The notebook of Ammar. In English, we could change these to, Muhammad's book, Hamid's book, Ammar's notebook. But I'm purposely saying it in this way so that it sticks in our head the way to break it down in Arabic. Blank of blank. Next. Yes, sir. هو على مكتب المدرس. هو على مكتب المدرس. It is on the desk of the teacher. So this one has alif lam at the beginning now. Okay, this mudaf ilay has alif lam al-mudarrisi, but it still ends in kasra because it is the mudaf ilay. And when we did the harf jar in the previous, it always had alif lam after it. So it would be alal maktabi. But here alif lam is removed because it is mudaf. Go ahead.
Yeah, the teacher in
Al-mudarrisi. Yeah, al-mudarris. And here it's mudarrisi because it's mudaf ilay.
why did you go teacher in Arabic?
Muallim. Muallim is another way of saying it. Someone who teaches. Mudarris is another word. And then you also see the word ustad that comes in here. Different words. Go ahead. Next one. Good. قلم من هذا يا علي. So now they threw in a little bit of a curveball. قلم من. قلم means pen. Man means man. Who? Man means who. How do you turn that into a sentence? قلم man. How do you translate that? Yes, but our way of translating. Good. The pen of who? هذا is this. Is this. Now what they did here is قلم is mudaf and the word man is mudaf ilay. The word mudaf, the word qalam is mudaf and the word man is mudaf ilay. So the possessor is unknown because it's a question. But it doesn't have to be a name or a person or a thing. It could also just be man. Next. هذا قلم المدرس. This is the pen of the teacher. The pen of the teacher. Next. أين حقيبة المدرس? Where is the bag? حقيبة is the bag, like backpack. أين حقيبة المدرس? مدرس, the bag of the teacher, the backpack of the teacher. And last one. هي تحت المكتب. And this is the last point here. هي تحت المكتب. It is under the table or underneath the table. Sorry, the desk. It is underneath the desk. Now the word tahta, it means under. Words that are directional in Arabic, directional meaning on, above, below, under, in front of, behind. These words take the same ruling as mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay, so tahta acts like a mudaf, and the word that comes after it is going to have a kasra or be majroor because of this rule. Okay, Steve, you can make that done. Okay, so that's it for this portion. Now during the adhan, after you repeat after the muadhin, try to find the mudaf and mudaf ilay in these two ayahs. This is ayah number 1, and all of this at the bottom is the second ayah. Yeah, what's the question?
Allah.
Right. Allah.
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 أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
No, no.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
No, no.
حي الصلاة حي الصلاة حي
حول ولا
حي
قوة.
الله.
الله. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. صلى الله عليه وسلم. What's your question?
My question is, when the word knows have Kasra for the language, what I can know,
I don't understand. What it?
for example, this yeah,
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 here, yeah.
no sign
There's no, yeah. There's no more anymore.
in
Here.
the
It will always be here. Always. That's why they're not writing it anymore. Because it's not going to change and you know how to say it.
look, there is the Quran says see clearly noon, sometimes noon you have Kasra, you have sign.
Like hunna. Those are other words. We'll cover those other words, but this one is hiya. Okay? This is one word. It's always going to be hiya. And there are other ones just like this that we'll cover in one big like table. Okay? All right. First one. I already gave this answer to you during the class. Alhamdu lillahi rabbil alameen. Where is the mudaf? Where is the mudaf ilay? Which one's mudaf? Which one's mudaf ilay? This is the mudaf. Al-alameen is the mudaf ilay. So, question. Where's the kasra here? Uh-huh. Because we said it's majroor. The word is majroor, and majroor means to have a kasra. The meme? It's always the last letter that has the haraka that we want to look at.
This case, owner is Rab, right?
Rab is the possessor, yes, owner, mudaf ilay. And then the mudaf is over here.
I think that's
No,
yes, other way around, right?
yeah, the mudaf ilay always comes first. Mudaf ilay always comes first. Like kitabu, no, kitabu Muhammadin.
I think I'm not.
So the yes. No, kitabu. Kitab is the mudaf, and the alamin is the mudaf ilay. Sorry, kitab Muhammadin is the mudaf ilay. Here it's flipped. The mudaf ilay comes first, and then the mudaf comes after. Yeah. So, what is telling you here? So what's the word is? It's a question because we haven't gotten that far yet. However, just to kind of give you the exposure, it's this yeah. It's the yeah. Okay. Over here, this was just a freebie. I was just giving this one to you. Now, in this ayah, what are the mudaf ilays? There are multiple. Okay. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِ لِمَ تُؤْذُونَنِي وَقَدْ تَعَلَّمُونَ أَنِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ إِلَيْكُمْ فَلَمَّا زَاغُوا أَزَاغَ اللَّهُ قُلُوبَهُمْ وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. So we'll start off with this all the way at the bottom. القوم الظالمين. مضاف إليه or no?
If they know that the second one is further and then they just do that one or the trick one.
That's the end of kasra, but the same thing as عالمي. Anyone else? لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. Is this مضاف إليه?
Call the like nation is the owner, just Salah alayh.
Uh-huh.
Zalimin is what they are that's that they possess. They are zalim. So this case,
It's yes or no?
yeah, I think it is.
It is. It is. The answer is no. Why? Because the mudaf never takes alif lam. The mudaf never takes alif lam. Therefore, this is not mudaf ilay. Next one. Rasulullahi. Yes? Yes, why? The word Allah. So we say, whenever we say this, we don't say Allah has a kasra, okay? We say lafzul jalala. Lafzul jalala, the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like the word of Allah, okay? We say lafzul jalala. Rasulullahi. Lafzul jalala has a kasra, and this has no alif lam or tanween. Rasulullahi. The messenger of Allah. Rasulullahi. Now,
Excuse me, which one is good, last and which one is last?
the possessor, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala owns the messenger. Okay? Now I'll give you one more in here, which is again just a introduction kind of a thing. Qulubahum. Qulubahum. Hum at the end, qulubahum, hamim hum, means their. Qulub means hearts. Their hearts. Whenever you have a pronoun that's attached to the word, this is a rule that we're going to be going over again. Whenever you have a pronoun that's attached to a word, then the first part of that word acts as a mudaf, and the hum acts as the mudaf ilay. Okay? Now, we have time for one last thing. So on page 28, it says number 2 for exercise number 2. You're taking the 2 words that they give you and putting it as mudaf ilay. Okay, so for example, it says qalamun hamidun. How do you say the pen of Hamid? Okay, that's so I would say to do that for homework. And then the last one is number 6 on page 30. It says fix the following words. Fix the following words. So mudaf ilay is wrong here, the way that they're doing it, and they need to fix it. So I'll give you one last thing here. It says ya qawmi. Ya qawmi. But I said that the word after has dhamma. After ya, the word has supposed to have dhamma. So why is it a kasra here? Ya qawmi. Why is it a kasra? Think about that until Monday. Okay, هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. The recording will be on YouTube, inshallah. Tahta is not considered a harf jar, but it's considered something else. Above mata. I wasn't looking at the ayah from the Mus'haf, I was looking at it of a book, so it's possible I'll have to go back and look at what it is. All right, assalamu alaikum everyone.